Good morning, guys. Good morning. Eric Tadros for Digital World Citizen for the crypto channel of the Tadros brothers. We're talking about money, green money, Bitcoin, right after this. All right, so I want to talk about an interview I heard with Plan B. He is an analyst, financial analyst that worked for some of the big firms, and he invented the stock to flow model that predicts that Bitcoin will go to 400K or 288K on average. And he really predicts it will go to that amount probably this year. And then we'll retrace back to about 100K and we'll surf the bear market from there for another 2 years until the next halving in 2024. So a few interesting things he said. What a great interview. It's with Scott Melker and Plan B, released a few days ago. You guys can maybe check it out. I want to review that with you just to retransmit that information. So, he said, and Tim Draper also said this, that if Bitcoin is adopted by one of the 200 countries, it will be a big move for Bitcoin. And he says if one of the countries that has $1 trillion and less of currency adopts it, and that's 130 countries total out of the 200 countries, 200 and some countries. That will be a key moment for Bitcoin, and we're not too far away from that. Currencies such as Zimbabwe, the Greece dollar, Brazilian dollar, those have all gone into some trouble. One of the countries will adopt Bitcoin as a currency, and that will probably happen when they do the new Bretton Woods and the US. They redo a full global recurrency like they did in 1913, where the US became the main dollar, exchangeable dollar in the world. And this moment is probably about to arrive very shortly in our world, where the countries will sit to a table and decide what happens to currencies. What do they hedge it against? Is it a petrodollar? Is it backed by gold? And in this situation, there will be some losers and winners, because not all the countries will sit at that table to renegotiate the power of the exchange of the dollars. Obviously, China will probably be the winner in that exchange. But I'm mentioning this moment because the losers of this new recurrency will probably be the ones that will use Bitcoin. And in the next IMF resets some standards and some of those standards. They will probably not include Bitcoin as an asset on their books. Probably after the 2025 halving, probably in the next one. So Plan B, which is a financial analyst, says we're definitely going to $1 million to $5 million after the halving of 2024. That's 2025, 2026, 2027. Governments will be scrambling to limit, control Bitcoin. They will not let it happen as easily, but probably will have to. Plan B, which has a stock to flow model, which says it's all based on shortage. It's all based on supply. 1 million Bitcoin are in the wallet of Satoshi. That will never move. Probably a few million are lost. 1 to 3 million are lost, leaving the Bitcoin supply at 18 million right now, or 15 million, and 21 million total. Never will be one more Bitcoin that cannot be changed. Bitcoin is more scarce than gold. Over the last 100 years, the gold supply has multiplied 3 times because they find new places to mine gold. Bitcoin supply will never change. We've had a recent drop in the Bitcoin price and all cryptocurrencies. Yes, those are scary times, and we kind of put ourselves in doubt, and we're like, is this really what it's supposed to be? Is this prophecy really true? Bitcoin increases 201% a year. It is a new asset class. There hasn't been an asset class since about 200 years when they created stocks and bonds of companies. So 201%, even if you drop 50%, if you wait long enough, you will recuperate those losses. So those are unrealized losses. Interesting facts he said about populations, why people are not, a lot of people just don't know how to count. They're not interested in numbers. A lot of percentage of the population do not understand what a percentage is. So banks have to do all sorts of marketing. People, they're not interested in monetary policy. They're interested in what money brings them, but what money is, how it works, how it's done, how it's created, how it works. People don't look into that. Our schooling system does not teach us how mortgages or even the money system works, central bank system works. So, and to invest in Bitcoin, you can't be living paycheck to paycheck. So it is an investment, mostly an investment instrument. And for the day-to-day person, Bitcoin does not solve many problems. So that being said, it will eventually, get to maybe more day-to-day use for the common investor and common person, to buy his car and his house and have more liquidity and have more income. So that will definitely arrive. But for the moment, not everybody invests in Bitcoin. Not everybody is strong enough. Not everybody knows what it represents. It is the new financial system, the new financial rails. It is the new internet of value for the 100 years to come. Once you know that, you know what to do. So put a bit of money in there. It is the replacement for the monetary systems that we have that are flawed and that have a geothermic flaw. If a boat has a hole in it and leaks just a bit of water, eventually it will sink. Same thing for a plane. Same thing for everything that is not perfect. And so that's a major problem. Now we have a constant, like the speed of light is a constant. We can measure it. Now we have a constant in finance, in the financial system. Bitcoin is a constant. It will not move, it will not budge. It is a constant, and that's what it brings. That's what it brings to us. Let me write this note down, sorry. So it is a constant for the financial system, which we've never had in all the history of economic, financial currency. That's it, guys. Have a good one. I hope you guys are good. I will wish you a great day. Buy some Bitcoin, buy the dip, it's still time. We haven't recuperated our losses. ERIC Tadros with you for Digital World Citizen with the Tadros Brothers.